The things that we did to attract employees in the past that were really well aligned with us may or may not be the exact way that we attract employees on into the future.
Hi.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. I'm coming to you from Sir Walter Coffee, my favorite coffee shop in downtown Raleigh. Got my Nitro cold brew. So 2020's brought with it so many different changes. Changes for us at 9 Miles, changes for our clients, changes for the world. And I think 2020 more than any time previously has really prompted us to reflect on what got us here, but also acknowledge that what got us here might not get us to the future. One of the things that we did recently here at 9 Miles was actually institute a remote working policy across the board for all team members, because honestly we saw that people were getting more things done, more deliverables across the finish line during COVID when we were all forced to be remote for like a couple of months at a time than we did all in the office. And so what we came up with was actually the ability for everybody to work from home on a recurring basis 1 day per week. So I was just looking back at some of the survey responses. That's one of the things that's really important to us, is to survey everybody on the team and say, hey, what do you think about this idea? We're thinking about making this broad change. We have a couple of different directions we could go. What do you think would be important to include? So we got survey responses back on like the top reasons for wanting to incorporate some remote working into our scheduling at 9 Miles at the agency. People were just talking about how, hey, there wouldn't be any commute, it's easier to focus, more mental space, more ownership in your personal schedule. I definitely identify with all that kind of stuff. But they also had some worries as well, and that was what was really important for us to kind of tease out, was worries about a lack of a space to focus, worried about distractions, worried about a lack of structure, lack of access to like technology. So now we're kind of thinking it'd be cool to have this hybrid approach where we spend most of our time in the office, we're always there on Mondays and Fridays, but then during the week there's some flexibility for folks to work remote. So we're going to try it out. Stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on how it turns out. But you should think about how you incorporate some flexibility into your organization, some flexibility into your business, especially if you're wanting to attract younger people to come and work for you. That's one of the top things that folks talk about, is not wanting to feel micromanaged, not wanting to feel like they have to do work in a certain location. The generation today that's coming into the workforce, people who are graduating college right now, they're people who are used to doing their work from a laptop and from a cell phone. They're used to going to the library, sitting down, going to the coffee shop, popping on some headphones and getting things done. That's very different than previous generations, and it's a very different mindset. And I would say I almost kind of straddle in between, because I love to be in the office and I love like face-to-face interpersonal communication, much more than I do sitting on Zoom calls. But at the end of the day, if you gotta work from somewhere. You may as well have a little bit of fun with it and change up your environment at least 1 day a week. I've been working from home 1 day a week for the last couple of years. It's been really nice to be able to have just a little bit of time to like reset during the weeks, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursday, Friday. It's kind of like you're in a bubble. I mean, literally like all the walls in our offices are glass. Every day, all day, I'm going from meeting to meeting to meeting. I kind of have to be like this happy, smiley guy who has all the answers. Sometimes that's what I feel like. And so then on Wednesdays, I'm able to talk to a few less people, at least person to person, and just kind of relax and recharge a little bit so that I come back on Thursday ready to rock and roll. So I've been doing that for a few years, and now we've actually instituted that a little bit more broadly across the team. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Welcome to my crib. So today's laundry day, and in between conference calls on work from home days, it's kind of nice to be able to throw a load of laundry in. So we're able to get a lot of data back from our team members. It's still a pretty small sample size, but even at that small sample size, we find that we achieve a lot higher level of ownership from the team. And they tell us through the survey data that this makes them feel like they're included in big structural decision making at the agency at a level that they haven't experienced at other companies. So we want to really weave that like collaborative decision making into everything that we do. We already naturally do that with our clients, and we've started to treat our team members as clients as well. It's an interesting mindset shift to consider how everybody across the organization, people that are showing up to work every day to work towards the mission of your organization, the mission of your business, like they're your partners, and you need to figure out what's the best way to support them so they have an amazing life outside of work, and what's the best way to attract new people who are really going to achieve that mission and really get fulfillment through working with you. So that's the journey that we're on. We're trying to take a data-driven approach to it. It's not always easy. Sometimes it's really hard to come up with questions like this, but I think it's really worthwhile.